In Paris, at the Sacré-Cœur, a large crowd was gathered, engaged in their usual activities, when suddenly a woman, completely naked, appeared and moved through the masses. The unexpected sight left everyone in shock, with some people cheering, while others cast judgment. Many took out their phones to record the unusual event. Amid the distraction, a pickpocket named Michael took advantage of the situation, deftly stealing wallets, phones, and anything else he could get his hands on, as the crowd remained fixated on the woman. Michael later meets with the woman, paying her 300 euros for creating the distraction. She flirts with him, but he brushes it off, suggesting she could find someone better, before leaving her in the rain. Special Agent Sean Breyer is in a tense debriefing with Karen and Tom about a previous mission where he exposed a key informant. Despite the blame, Sean defends his actions as a calculated risk. After Tom leaves, Karen shows him a photo of the now deceased informant, underscoring the consequences. Meanwhile, Jean gives his girlfriend Zoe a doll with a bomb inside, instructing her to plant it in a building. Despite her doubts, Jean persuades her. Michael, the pickpocket, sells his stolen goods to a fence named Baba for 900 euros. Zoe, wearing a blonde wig, enters the building to plant the bomb, but hesitates when a cleaning crew arrives. She decides to abort the mission and calls Jean, who pressures her to continue. Distressed, Zoe hangs up, and Michael, nearby, notices her bag and steals it, thinking it contains valuables. Unaware, Jean, Rafi, and Christophe, who lead their group, are plotting. Rafi orders Jean to find Zoe. Michael opens the bag and discovers the doll and a phone, which rings. Hearing Jean's voice, Michael quickly hangs up and abandons the bag. The bomb detonates, throwing Michael to the ground. In the aftermath, Rafi threatens the French government, warning that more attacks will follow within 36 hours, intending to bring Paris to its knees. The news spreads quickly, and Victor, head of French intelligence, reassures the public that the perpetrators will be caught and that the Bastille Day parade will proceed. Michael's image is captured on a security camera and sent to the CIA and Interpol. His identity is revealed: a former high-achieving student from Las Vegas. Michael turned to crime after his father's death left him with gambling debts. Sean is tasked with secretly capturing Michael near a payphone he's used to contact his mother, then handing him over to French authorities. The next morning, Michael sees his face on the news as a suspect and decides to flee. However, just as he attempts to escape by climbing onto the roof of his apartment building, Sean arrives. A chase ensues, with Michael eventually finding and stealing a motorcycle. Sean spots him, knocking him off the bike. Meanwhile, Jean receives a call from Rafi, who is concerned about the man on the news. Jean explains that it is the man who stole Zoe's bag and is instructed to keep Zoe at their hideout until Rafi arrives to kill her. Unwilling to let Zoe die, Jean helps her escape from the apartment. Sean captures Michael and interrogates him about the bombing. Michael, scared, insists he only took the bag, thinking it held valuables, and mentions overhearing the name Zoe. Sean starts to believe his story. Rafi, still searching for Zoe, tries tracing her phone, unaware it's with Sean and Michael. To test Michael's skills, Sean has him pick his pocket, which Michael does impressively. However, Michael also secretly grabs a knife. Rafi soon arrives, disguised as a mailman. Sean senses danger, prepares his gun, and Michael cuts his bindings to escape. A struggle ensues, but Rafi and his men manage to flee after injuring Sean. French authorities offer Baba a deal: citizenship for his family if he helps capture Michael. Baba reluctantly agrees. Meanwhile, Sean reports to Tom, who insists on focusing solely on arresting Michael. However, Sean also decides to pursue Zoe for more information. At the office, Victor meets Rafi, commander of the Special Police Unit, Rapid. They raid an Arab immigrant community, planting a bomb to frame them, leading to their arrest. Despite this, Michael remains the main suspect. Elsewhere, Michael, desperate and with nowhere to turn, sought refuge with Baba. After explaining his predicament, Baba reluctantly allowed him to hide in an upper room. However, when Michael wasn't looking, Baba's family quietly left, leaving Michael in a state of panic. He soon realized that all the exits were locked, and outside, Rafi and his rapid team had arrived. In a stroke of luck, Michael discovered a weak spot in the wall, where he managed to create a hole and conceal himself, waiting for the right moment to escape. Meanwhile, Rafi and his men assaulted Baba, suspecting him of lying. Michael eventually made a run for it, but unbeknownst to him, a sniper was positioned on a nearby rooftop, ready to take him down. Just in time, Sean arrived and saved Michael from certain death. Zoe managed to escape to a safe house where her friends were gathered and asked them for protection, explaining that she was in serious trouble. One of her friends, Paul, offered her a place to hide. Later that day, Sean and Michael, having tracked down Zoe's location, arrived at the safe house. Though they quickly subdued some of Zoe's friends, others retaliated by setting Sean's car on fire and taking Zoe with them as they fled. Sean was forced to commandeer a car from a bystander to pursue them, but they had already disappeared. Sean soon discovered the workplace of one of Zoe's friends. He and Michael immediately headed there. Since Zoe's friend was familiar with Sean, Michael was sent in alone to retrieve the friend's ID card. To create a distraction, Michael cleverly stole a phone and slipped it into someone else's pocket, sparking a fight. During the commotion, Michael successfully secured the ID card. With the address from the ID card in hand, they headed straight there and found Zoe. In a tense moment, Zoe held Michael at knife point, demanding that Sean drop his weapon. However, Sean quickly overpowered her. Realizing she was not a true terrorist, but merely a pawn, Sean pressed Zoe for more information. She eventually confessed that her boyfriend, Jean, was the one who had ordered her to carry out the task. On their way to Jean's apartment, Sean, Michael, and Zoe encountered Rafi, leading to a fierce shootout. Fortunately, they managed to escape unharmed. Once safe, Zoe recounted the events leading up to her involvement with the bomb. She explained that the bomb was intended as an anti-fascist attack, but when she saw people in the building, she couldn't bring herself to go through with it. Beyond this, she had no knowledge of the true motives behind the attack. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, a massive anti-fascist demonstration was sparked by an unprovoked attack on Arab immigrants at a mosque. The movement quickly gained momentum, with online demonstrations further galvanizing support. The situation escalated when a video was surfacing showing police torturing Arab demonstrators, which, unknown to the public, was staged by Rafi to incite further chaos. When the group finally arrived at Jean's apartment, they were horrified to discover Jean had been hanged by Rafi. Zoe was devastated by the sight, while Sean noticed a tattoo on Jean's arm, identifying him as a captain in the Rapid unit. This realization led Sean to understand that both Jean and Rafi, along with others, had been posing as police officers. Sean immediately reported this discovery to Tom, revealing that the corrupt Rapid squad was responsible for the bombing and had falsely implicated the Arab immigrants. However, Karen warned that this matter was beyond the CIA's jurisdiction and decided to hand the case over to French intelligence, intending to inform the Minister of Internal Affairs, Victor, and turn over Zoe and Michael to him. The next day, Karen met with Victor and informed him that the real culprits behind the bombing were undercover police officers, not Arab immigrants, indicating a conspiracy within the police force. She then handed over the witnesses who could corroborate this. However, Victor revealed to be the mastermind behind the plot, shot Karen, killing her. He then contacted Rafi, instructing him to capture and eliminate Sean, Zoe, and Michael in a secure location. Shortly after, Rafi's men arrived to collect Sean, Zoe, and Michael. Zoe recognized one of the men as the person who had attempted to kill her in the apartment. Sean also spotted the same tattoo that John had. Realizing the danger, Sean launched an attack on the men in the vehicle. Victor, during a press conference, announced that the National Bank would be under maximum security, with Rapid units assigned to protect it. Sean, suspecting Karen's death and aware that Victor was behind the scheme, reported everything to Tom. He explained that Victor and his men were not terrorists, but intended to rob the Bank of France through an elaborate plan designed to avoid suspicion. However, Tom struggled to believe this, given Victor's position as the head of French intelligence. Determined to stop the heist, Sean decided to take matters into his own hands and secure the bank. He entered the building alone, disguised as a police officer, and managed to neutralize some of the guards at the entrance. Inside, the police had already taken control of the bank's systems, disabling all security alarms and cameras. Rafi and Christophe entered the gold reserve room, but their true objective was the digital money, worth 500 million euros, which they transferred onto a flash drive. The police eventually discovered Sean's infiltration, leading to a shootout. Rafi ordered his men to surround and eliminate him. Zoe and Michael, realizing Sean was in grave danger, decided to intervene. They incited a riot and managed to break through the police barricade, entering the bank just as Sean was cornered and about to be shot. Sean quickly retaliated against his attackers and made his way to the top floor, where he confronted Rafi, who had just finished transferring the money. Unfortunately, Rafi grabbed the flash drive, and a flashbang grenade was used against Sean, temporarily disorienting him. A fierce gunfight ensued, with Sean eventually tossing a grenade into a box and hurling at Rafi and Christophe. Rafi was trapped in another room while Sean fought Christophe, ultimately killing him. Rafi was the last one standing. Suddenly, Victor contacted Rafi, instructing him to abort the mission. But Rafi declared it was too late, as the money had already been transferred to the flash drive. Rafi then threatened to expose Victor if he were captured, promising to take Victor down with him. Meanwhile, Sean enlisted Michael's help to retrieve the flash drive from Rafi, utilizing his skills. Michael successfully stole the flash drive, but Rafi quickly noticed its absence. In his desperation, Rafi attempted to locate Michael, but the crowd's masks made it difficult. Resorting to force, Rafi took Zoe hostage, threatening to harm her unless Michael revealed himself and returned the drive. As Michael stood to comply, Sean intervened just in time, saving Michael but sustaining a wound to his arm in the process. At the police headquarters, Victor ordered his officers to eliminate Rafi, branding him as a corrupt agent. Rafi was killed in the ensuing chaos. Amid the turmoil, Michael managed to slip away, unnoticed. Following the incident, Victor approached Baba, demanding to know Michael's whereabouts. When Baba claimed ignorance, Victor instructed him to spread the word that someone was willing to pay a high price for the flash drive. Acting on this information, Michael went to the designated meeting place, only to discover that the buyer was Victor himself. Victor offered $100,000 and a passport for safe passage abroad in exchange for the flash drive. After handing over the flash drive, Michael was led to a basement where Victor intended to kill him. However, Sean arrived just in time. In a tense standoff, Victor threatened to shoot Michael, but Sean, in a bluff to show he wasn't afraid, fired at Michael himself. It was revealed that Michael was wearing a bulletproof vest, and Victor was arrested when other authorities arrived. As they walked away, Sean and Michael joked about Michael's future, with Sean teasing that his days as a thief were over. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.